and welcome to my apartment. Apartment for 3 years, and I am a very sentimental person, and I wanted to capture this apartment that I've lived in for so long, that is my home. And I had these big dreams and plans to make this very aesthetic apartment tour video, and that's just not going to happen. I do not have the time, and there are many areas of the apartment that are unfinished, that we never quite finished decorating or got quite right. There's like some furniture pieces that we don't think fit very well here, but we're not going to change it because we are moving. I will talk a bit more about that later, but that is also an explanation for boxes that are around and items that we're getting rid of that just need to be put to the curb soon. I'm calling this a very realistic apartment tour. Our apartment is very lived in. We've been in here, like I said, for over 3 years, and that's what we're gonna go with, okay? A realistic apartment tour. So I'll talk a bit more later about why we're moving. But first, a little background on me to make this all make sense. This apartment is in the greater Boston area. I am from New Jersey, but I came to Boston for college. So for the first 4 years of living in Boston, I lived in dorms and I lived in college apartment units. So I never had an apartment of my own until I moved to the city after my last summer of college. So after college ended, went back to New Jersey for that summer and then came right back to Boston. So in terms of apartments, I've lived in Brighton and Brookline, and this place now is in Medford. So Brighton and Brookline are amazing neighborhoods to live in when you're young and getting used to the city. Especially Brookline, I would say, is my favorite neighborhood of the Boston area. But I was right on the Green Line, right by Washington Square. So I would just recommend that everyone lives there if you're coming to Boston, and if you can. I always lived with a bunch of roommates. I always had 3 roommates, so you know, after years of that, it was time to move on. So here we are. My boyfriend and I moved in together, and we chose this place in Medford because it was a great middle ground. So we wanted to have access to nature spots, and we wanted to be able to get out of the city easier, but I still needed to have access to the city because of my job. So that's why we chose Medford, and it ended up being perfect for that reason. And the apartment itself is so spacious, and it has every amenity, and the landlords are so nice and responsive. So it really ended up being really the best place that I've lived so far. And I'm very sad to leave for many reasons, but also excited because, you know, new chapter. So just to make this a bit useful for people if you're trying to move to the Boston area, like I said, Brighton and Brookline are great if you're wanting like direct access to the city. There's the Green Line that goes right into downtown, very walkable, very cute areas. Brighton has a lot of great music venues. Brookline has a lot of cute bookshops and little restaurants. Coolidge Corner is a great area to walk around. Brookline is also incredibly wealthy, and there are beautiful houses that you can walk around and look at too if you like a good neighborhood walk, like I always would do. You know, it's a great privilege to be able to afford to live in these places, so just want to of course acknowledge that. And that was kind of another reason why we moved out to Medford, because it becomes a bit more affordable if you're trying to live either on your own or with a partner. Many places in the city are really only affordable if you have many roommates. So there's that. So this apartment itself, I love it. Aside from being spacious, having great landlords, all the amenities. It also has great windows. It gets a ton of sunlight, and that is really important to me. So those are a few of the reasons why I just really love this place. So let's just get into it. So I'm going to show you the apartment. Editing Jess here. I realized I didn't talk about the specs of the apartment. So this apartment is $2,000 a month, and it was listed as a 2-bedroom, 1-bath at 1,200 square feet. When we left, they listed it for $2,500. It includes all of the amenities that we need, like a dishwasher, in-unit washer dryer, off-street parking, a balcony, and really amazing landlords. So let's start in the living room. So this is where I spend a lot of my time, I would say. So this is where all of the windows are and where so much of the sunlight comes in. So Rock has his little window seat over there that he lies in all the time. Right now he's lying on the floor. This couch is great because we wanted to get one that was really deep, and this one is. When you take the back cushions off, it is almost like a little bed, and it's really comfortable. We've had many people sleep in it. And then I have my guitars kind of on display here. This one is my acoustic one that I've had for a very long time. My parents got that for me when I was 14. So here's a little overview of the living room. You walk in, and there are great windows all around. Of course, the sun went behind some clouds, but usually the sun is shining so beautifully into this room. I think I have some pictures or even videos of some morning light coming in, and it just looks so dreamy. So I usually sit on the couch and I'll take in the sun. We really loved this rug here. I know it's like the wrong design, like this is like #1 design mistake, is that you're not supposed to have a rug kind of floating in the middle of the room, but you know, that's just what happened. Like I said, not gonna change it now. So really liked this rug. I think it was maybe only available in this size and we just wanted it, so we got it. And then this thing here, so this TV stand, Chris actually made this, and we're very proud. I'm very proud of him for making this. He is a woodworker. He's pretty new to the trade, and at his job he was able to use scrap wood and make anything he wanted. So he made this beautiful, beautiful TV stand, and we bought the rattan and he put that in, and I just love it so much. I think it's perfect. So it just has really great detail. I just love all like the notches in the wood. It's so pretty. And the little black detail to match the TV and the other black accents in the room. So as you can see, there are black blinds, which is not so typical, but this was listed as a 2-bedroom. So technically the living room could be another bedroom if you wanted. There's a closet and French doors right here that close if you would like them to. There's that. And then I love this bench. So we have this bench here. There's Rock sleeping in the window. We have some art above. And then we do have a little record player in the corner there. In this corner, this is the evidence that we're moving. We already packed up one shelf of books, but we have a bookshelf in this corner. And in here, I will say too, we have a great collection of coffee table books. We are very proud of this. We love our coffee table books. We often find them in thrift stores, so we get them for cheap. And I think there's something about very informative, big books with great photography. I just like having them around. It's great to look through, and just sometimes you want something else to do other than look stuff up on the computer. I just like having access to little bits of knowledge that if I'm bored, I can just go flip through some of these books. and I think it's great to have them. So we're definitely taking all of these with us to the new apartment. We have some Joni Mitchell, Basquiat, Diego Rivera, national parks, the Louvre, a lot of art and music. Up here, Bob Dylan lyrics, Bird Book, Woodstock, some biographies of some musicians. Okay, I kind of spent a lot of time on the living room, so let's move on. Attached to the living room is a closet. Now, like I said, show me some mercy, we are moving soon. This is a realistic apartment tour. So this was wonderful to have. So as you can see, I have a lot of clothes here. It was great storage. So there was a ton of space in here for storage, and then it was so big in here that I could fit this huge desk, and this is where I would work from home. So I had this great window, sunny window, and I would work here, and it was perfect. It was really perfect because this closet is really kind of separated from the rest of the house, so you really can't hear much in here. It felt really private, so it worked out super well. And then from the closet, here's the living room. Okay, ignore this pile of things here. This is the dining room. So I always really loved this room as well. This little entryway table was one of the first pieces I picked up for our new apartment. And I just really like it. For some reason, like, I'm having a hard time letting go of it in the move. We're actually moving into a smaller space, so we have to really downsize, which is kind of a blessing in disguise because, like I mentioned, I'm sentimental and I hold on to everything. So it's kind of nice to have a reason to let go of some things, and it does feel very freeing. So I really want to find a way to keep this, and I don't have to. Again, don't know why I want to, but I just like it. I spent a long time looking for entryway tables, and I just couldn't find one that I liked. And I just really like the style of this one and how big it is. And it is like rustic and kind of not in the best shape, so I can maybe just think of it that way and get rid of it. And then the top of it is not styled the best. So we've gone through many phases of styling the top of this. It just looks a bit crowded right now, but again, that's what happens when you live in a space for so long. A lot of the apartment is filled with Chris's artwork. So we also have gone through many iterations of what is on the wall. So we used to have, you know, like purchased little pieces of art, and then it just transitioned into just displaying a bunch of different pieces that Chris painted. So I love that. I think it's really personal, and it was nice to kind of change it up all the time. This little shelf I made, it was a little DIY, a little hanging shelf, and then I added some fake greenery there. And then here is a great little sitting area by the windows again. It's just good to have another area to sit in. And then Rock's little cat tree we have here. He sits by the window, looks out, he does his little scratching. And then we get into the kitchen. So this kitchen is very spacious, and it has a lot of surfaces, which is great and so useful. It also has all of the amenities that we need. So it does have a dishwasher, has a huge refrigerator, microwave, and the sink. The sink is great. Even though we do have the dishwasher, the sink is like really deep, which I appreciate a lot. We have something else in here that Chris has made. He made this little dining table, and I love the color of it. And then I found these chairs on the side of the road, and they fit perfectly. Maybe not the best color to go with the color of the table. In person, it doesn't look that bad. The wood of the chairs obviously don't match the wood of the table, but it does kind of play off of the kind of lighter streaks when you're in person. And there's huge empty space here. We always wanted to do something with that, and we never did. We were going to put a big neon sign here on this wall once, but never did that, so that's fine. It is what it is. But this is my favorite part of the kitchen. So you have this little spot on the wall here next to the refrigerator that was just this kind of deep open space. And we put these baskets up and we put our produce in them. And I absolutely love it. I love how it looks. I love how it kind of displays the produce. And this was another kind of DIY. I found those baskets secondhand. I spray painted them black. And then we have them hanging by command hooks because we didn't want to put huge holes in the wall from like big nails. So it's actually hanging from command hooks, and I'd be lying if I said they never fell, but I don't believe they fell because of the command hooks. I think they fell because of a very curious cat that we have. So if you want to try something like that, you can go the command hook route. Believe in it. The ones that hold 16 pounds. That's what we have. So I loved this kitchen. It was a great kitchen. Very spacious again. A lot of countertops, a lot of cabinets. And I loved those cute little produce baskets. One of my favorite things here.
I'm right here.
And then you walk through here from the kitchen, and let's see, you walk up, we'll skip the bathroom for now, and we called this our little garage. So it was so lovely to have this like extra space over here because it did kind of operate as a utility room that was again far away from everything else. So this was our little shelving for like garage stuff. This door leads to a balcony, which right now they're actually redoing it. So womp womp. I can't show you what that looked like now, but I have plenty of footage of what it looked like before, so I will put that in here now. It was a really nice size, and we would often put a little cushion out there and lie on the ground, and we had these nice string lights there that would look really cute in the nighttime, and it was really cozy, and we would often sit out there and have dinner. So we loved that space. It was just so important to have an outdoor space in an apartment. I think it's crucial, and this is the first time I really had a balcony or an outdoor space. So the balcony's there, and then this is the kind of rest of the room here. So again, this is realistic. This is the little cushion that we would put outside and lie on all the time. It's like a camping cushion. So we would always kind of just keep it, in the summertime at least, over here, easy access, and we would just drag it outside. We keep Rock's litter over here because it's very out of the way, so it's perfect here. And then we have our dryer and some little extra storage over there for towels and linens. And then we have a vacuum there, which was one of the best purchases we made. It's a very expensive vacuum, but it is the best thing ever. I don't sweep anymore, I just vacuum, and it's really powerful. And we got it because we were getting a cat. It was right before we got Rock, and we were like, what do we really need before getting a cat? And it was a vacuum, so I don't regret it. It was a great choice. From that little area right here is the bathroom. Nothing special, I won't go into this too much, but in this closet is the washing machine, extra storage, and then there's the shower and tub. And then this I did enjoy. We had a little picture on the wall, and then this little unit that is supposed to go over the toilet, but we found that it fit really nicely up against this wall. I kept these perfect little candle jars for things like Q-tips and cotton balls, and I've really loved that detail in the bathroom. Now, behind me is one of my favorite spots in the apartment. I don't know how many times I've said that. Maybe I've said that a lot, I don't know. But we had this kind of bonus space. It's the finished attic. So like I said, we're on the second floor. So we have a finished attic and we have these very steep stairs going up. So then we added a little gallery wall up to the attic, and it's kind of music themed. So we have some of our favorite artists up there on this wall, plus a couple of little sentimental music related pieces. So you can see all the way up we have this gallery wall, which looks really great when you're just walking downstairs. You catch a glimpse of it. I think it adds a lot to this corner of the apartment. So before I bring you upstairs, just to orient you here, behind me is that little utility space and the door to the balcony, and then this is the kitchen. Here's the gallery wall. This door here is our bedroom, which again is nothing special. So I'm just going to show you a couple little things in the bedroom before we go upstairs. I will just show you this little part here. We have this weird little cove here in the bedroom, this little cutout in the wall, which looks like maybe it was supposed to be a closet, but there's no door or anything. But there's this big space, so I found this bookshelf. It's just from IKEA that fits perfectly in the wall. And that's where I keep a lot of my like cosmetic stuff and some journals down there. Alright, so final space. Let's go upstairs to the finished attic. And it looks totally different now. Again, I will show you what it used to look like before, because in this process of moving, everything looks different up here. So we used to have a great setup for music up here. We had the keyboard laid out in the middle of the room on this nice stand, and the microphone set up, and amps, and it was like a little music station. But then we had a futon where people could sit, and then Chris also had his big easel set up, and he would do all of his painting up here. So we have kind of like a big room and then a little room up here. But it was just so crucial to have this extra space. Like, to have an additional floor in an apartment was incredible. It really made all the difference. We felt like we had our own quarters to go to if we kind of needed some space, and just to have options in your home, different places to just hang out and do stuff is just really, really great. And it was really nice to have the extra storage space to be able to just bring things up here and get it out of the way. So this is what it looks like right now. This is one of the rooms. So Chris could stand up perfectly fine and comfortably up here, so can I. It wasn't like cramped or anything. These are all of his paintings. I don't think he would appreciate me showing you. And we have another window up here, which is great, to the outside world. Rock has joined me. He loves following humans. So just so you can see how big this room is, there's a ton of stuff here, getting ready to pack it all away. So then here's the stairs up, and then on this side is a little room, another room. So this is where we kept a lot of storage, and I had a little desk set up here if I wanted to work up here, but I did that rarely. Sometimes in this little room I would do yoga, and that was fun to have a little space up here that felt like my own little private studio. This was our upstairs little attic space. So that was my little love letter of sorts to my apartment. I wanted to capture the apartment, but also this time in my life. There's a lot of changes happening. I'm very excited for these next steps of life. I think it's funny that it's kind of coordinating with my 30s. So I just turned 30 a couple of weeks ago, and I just started a new job a month ago. We are moving to a brand new area, so it's just, I feel like I'm entering a new decade with a completely new life. So I just want to feel really excited about the changes to come. I just wanted to visually thank this apartment for holding me for the past 3+ years, and just giving me the space that I needed to really feel like me again. It was really powerful to, like I mentioned, be living in a space where I could really make it my own. I think living with roommates for such a long time of my life, like 9 years of my adult life, was a little detrimental to me, like being who I am. So I'm just appreciative of this apartment. So I've captured it, shared it with you. And yeah, so this is my apartment in Medford, Massachusetts. And I'm fine saying that now because we're moving away from this town. But I hope to have a moving vlog, and I hope to have more vlogs and videos in the future about where we're living next and all the spots that we go up that way, and maybe an apartment tour of our new apartment. So stay tuned for all of that. Thank you for coming with me on this little sentimental journey of just taking in my apartment and appreciating it. Make sure to subscribe if you're interested in other content about what my life will be like into my 30s. Who knows where the next decade will take me. So thanks for watching my apartment tour, and I hope to see you very soon.
I'm right here.